Well, good morning, everybody. My name is VanAmberg, and I'm so excited to be bringing this Q&A training for you this morning with our very own Kari Montgomery, who is our growth and engagement strategist. And I'll tell you what, this girl is a wealth of information. And before I get started with that, I'll just share that I've been with this business 27 years. It gave me the opportunity to raise my girls, to be there for all of their events. You know, it's all about family freedom and time freedom. And that's what Relive gave me, along with the financial freedom of building this business and helping other people achieve better health and extra income if that's what they really want to do. And I'll tell you, 3 years ago, I, was introduced to this just the way things were changing in the industry through Kari. And I'll tell you what, I thought if I don't jump on board with what they are doing, how the industry is changing, I was going to get left behind. It kind of reminds me of a shoreline that as the waves ebb and flow, and that's the industry, that's just life in general, as the waves ebb and flow and the waves come in, they will bring treasures to the shoreline. You have to walk the shoreline and pick up those treasures, the seashells or whatever it is that you're looking for in life. You've got to embrace the change, and not everybody likes change. I don't always like change, but I'll tell you what, I know that change brings forth a lot of treasures in life. And what I have learned the last 3 years, 2 to 3 years with Relive has been absolutely amazing. Yes, I'm always, earning bonuses and trips and things like that, but that is just a fraction of getting out there and being a vessel and really helping people achieve in life what they're looking for. Some are looking for better health. Some are looking for an income. Some are looking for a part-time income, whatever it is that they want. This is the beauty about what Relive is doing is giving you those options and that opportunity to grab a hold of that and just run with it. I'm really excited because I'll tell you what, I've done my business totally different today than I did in the last 24, 25 years. I'm an old timer with Relive. Like I said, we don't like changes. We don't totally understand them, but change is good. It truly is. Change is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Kari Montgomery to join me. And Kari, I didn't discuss this with you, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and bring up open your screen. Are you there?
It's
there.
Open.
Yep, you're good. I can see you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you look great, and I can see you. You're beautiful this morning. Kari, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that you share a little bit about you and your background, because people go, oh, she's a Montgomery, and what does she know? But I'll tell you what, I've been following you for a long time. Your marketing tips and your verbiage is on point. It is amazing. It's simple. It's easy, but people don't really know your background. And I know you had a real business, and just what you bring to the table is so invaluable, but not everybody knows that story. So please share with us a little bit about you and your background so that people get an idea of who you are and why you are so, to me, fantastic.
Oh, well, you're very sweet. And thank you so much for inviting me on today for your call that you guys do once a month. I think that's fantastic that you guys are staying in touch and relaying reliable information and trickling that information down to help everyone stay in the know. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come on and participate today in the
Oh, you're freezing up.
Question and answer. It's one of my favorite parts of what we do. In essence, for Scott and I've been married, so I've been going to conferences, I've been mingling with people, I've been hearing industry things. Even before I was involved with Relive, I would go to the DSA, the DSU with Scott. I've always had an interest in the industry. I was involved with Relive when we first introduced, well, not first, but one of the skincare rounds that we introduced. I helped kind of spearhead that project and helped with communication to the field and different things like that. And then Relive decided to take a slightly different route. And I went out and I joined another company. It was not a direct selling company. It was a party plan company, corporate wise. And this particular company was struggling immensely with their business. They were very much forced, or they were facing closing their doors. And so I came on board with this company, and when they asked me to, I said, you know what, I don't know if I can help you or not, but let's see what we can do together. And I was with that company for 8 years. And within that, I also was a designer for them. It was, like I said, a party plan based business. And not only has their business grown, they're no longer looking at bankruptcy. Before I left, they were up and running, and we rebranded. We did a whole bunch of hard work for them. They're actually doing very well. They purchased a huge building. They're growing like crazy. But within that, part of my job, in addition to marketing, was sales strategy. And one of the things that I did for them was I went to the owners and I said, hey, I said, it's really hard for me to be able to guide people as to what they should be doing if I myself am not out there in the field, boots on the ground, hearing some of the same objections that they're hearing, seeing some of the things, experiencing a lot of the comments, the questions, whatever that might be with joining a team or buying a product type of a thing. And he goes, go forward. He's like, build a business. So I built a business, and part-time, I was, in their top 2% within a couple of months, and continued that trend. And it was very much appreciated within that business to be able to relate to someone who got it. Like, you understand my pain points, you understand what I'm going through. And that's what I think really set me up for a position in Relive that was completely unexpected. Never in a million years did I think that I would be here in this spot. When I was in the field with Relive, I brought a lot of those same skill sets that worked well for me in my other business to my Relive business. And at the very beginning, a lot of people just flat out told me I was nuts. I was crazy. We don't build the business this way. We don't do things this way. And I just said, that's fine. I get it. I get where you're coming from. I'm going to try it this way. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm never one to shy away from trying something different. A lot of those strategies worked really well for me in the field for a couple of years, and I think really helped prepare me better to be able to be even more relatable and bring things that do work when Scott and I took on this position about 19 months ago or so. So that's a little bit about where I came from and how I got here.
Well, that's fantastic. And I agree with you. A lot of people thought that you were crazy when you were teaching us to do things differently, because we've always been taught to do things a certain way. And in the field, we were told what to do and how to do it. But those times changed. Times have changed in Relive. And we've got, like I said, we've got to embrace the new. We've got to embrace the way things are in the industry, because the mindsets of people looking for business or even the product lines has changed. And so what I'd like to do at this point is go right into so you've been teaching us all along how to stay engaged with the company, and people keep asking me how to keep it simple, and that's in one of the slides. But the one thing I love to encourage people is, are you engaged? It's like a wall socket. There's a plug that goes into the wall socket where the energy comes out of, but if you're not plugged in, you're not getting the energy, you're not getting the information. And so why don't you share with us a little bit about why it's so important to be part of the scoop, the email that comes out on Fridays. And if you're not signed up, go to relive.com and get signed up. But this is the scoop slide, and you guys had a fabulous article in the scoop on Friday that talked about the latest gig, and you can talk about that. And of course, the Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Explain to us why those are so important in staying engaged, because the Monday night engaged, we get a lot of verbiage, and I'm hoping that through this training you're going to hear some of this as well.
No, and you brought up some really good points, but before I dive into that, I do want to say something that I think is really super important before we get started, Dawn. Yes, the business has changed. How we do the business has changed, but there are a lot of elements about the business and how we do the business that have not changed, right? With, listening and talking and asking questions and being yourself and connecting with people and being authentic and being real, those types of things. It may have shifted as far as like how we connect with people and opening up different avenues. And yes, back in the day, there was a little bit more black and white to do the business. But as the world has changed, as technology has evolved, as communication opportunities have evolved, also has evolved keeping things simple And things now compared to 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago can be a lot more simple than what it used to be. But a lot of those same things are still there. And those are a lot of the things that we talk about in the scoop on Monday night, on Peter's Wednesday night when he's talking about products, and on Friday. And it's so important right now because we are seeing a trend of not very many people want to go to meetings or attend a webinar or attend a Zoom. We live in a society where people want things like this, quick, fast, and easy. And it's really difficult to be able to communicate in a way that we did 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago with a society today that wants things super quick and super fast. So what we're trying to do, which is what you and Mindy are doing with your Wednesday coffee and chat, which is what you guys are doing with your short and sweet, which is what you guys are doing. You're keeping it simple, one Saturday a month to have to help people stay engaged, but still offering that piece of communication. Is from corporate, we're communicating at least 12 times a month in the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The Monday night call is something that we have set. I started it when I was in the field 3 years ago, and it has evolved as things have changed within Relive and the industry has changed and different things like that. But that's where you're going to hear information first. You're going to hear it first on Monday night. You're going to be caught up to speed on trends in the industry, nutritional wise, product wise, why you need the products, what the products can do on Wednesday night with Peter. And then Friday gives you an overview. If you do nothing else but tap into Friday, that will keep you in the know with what's going on with Relive. Because I tell you what, guys, we hear a lot, Scott and I hear a lot from the field that we're changing too quickly, we need to slow down. But then the other half of the distributors are going, why are you going so slow? We need to be making more changes more quickly. We're trying to have that delicate balance, because I can tell you from a corporate standpoint, oh my gosh, change is real, change is happening. And we just laugh at each other in meetings sometimes, like, oh boy, what are we looking at tweaking or pivoting, to for us corporately to help you all stay relevant in today's world, because things are moving and shaking, and we've got a lot of things that we're implementing between now and the end of the year. And Monday night is going to be, a key point. If you're at all interested in kind of seeing how we're setting everyone up for success for the rest of the year, this Monday night is definitely going to be one to chime into.
Yes, absolutely. And that's where you learn a lot of your verbiage. And when people ask, how do you do things, or what do you say, et cetera. And we're gonna get into that. Of course, we've got Wednesdays with Peter. Again, get signed up for that scoop. You don't automatically receive the scoop on Fridays, the email from Relive, unless you register for it. And that's the other thing that we had a discussion about, how the field, people that are engaged, need to get the information out to other people about what's going on in Relive, to help them be engaged, to help them to understand what's going on, instead of going, I don't get it, I don't know what they're doing, I don't know. But that's not it at all. It's just, this has been ongoing. Again, it's an ebb and flow. But you've got to see the treasures that are coming out of what you guys are doing at corporate. So let me go into the next slide. I know that we can talk about this in the other slides about, this is a great promo, and it's a great conversation starter, So if you were to see this promo is ongoing right now. Share with us how you can use this promo to get conversation started. Why are we doing that? Is it really just so that the distributors can buy products at a better price or get a free one or whatever? How would you utilize this? What would you say to somebody, say, hey, you need to check out this healthy aging system? There must be a delay between you and I. Kari?
Can you hear me okay?
Now I can. There's a little bit of a delay between you and I. I don't know if your connection. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me keep going here. If I need to move, I can. With the 5+1, hopefully you guys are starting to see the picture of the puzzle pieces that we've been trying to put together over the last year or so. So we're starting off with, promo 1. We talked about promo 1. We introduced that last year with the Sandy Award building up to auto ships. We started with a duo set last December, and we've also done 2 more duo promotions since then. Those duo promotions all have products in them from the Healthy Aging Systems. The Healthy Aging Systems is a simple way to be able to get someone started on Relive as a customer when they have more than one more than one issue that they're wanting to overcome, or if they are the type of person that wants to be more proactive with the way they age in a healthy way, to be able to reduce that decision-making fatigue and be able to help them get started with a simple and easy solution with either the today, the tomorrow, or the forever system. But with the 5+1, that benefits the distributors as well, because it piggybacks off of these duos that we've been doing. If you've introduced a brand new person to a duo, the Healthy Aging Systems is the natural next step to go. But to help, to your point earlier, when you were making the comment that, it used to be we knew exactly where to start. We knew exactly what to start someone on. People's needs are so vastly different in their own unique way, because everyone has their own story, that introducing them to a healthy aging system can can address the problems or the concerns that someone has. So when you're sharing the Healthy Aging Systems, you can simply share that card. You can print it off from the website. You can ask your person, where do you see yourself getting started based on the pain points? And I wouldn't say the pain points, but based on your struggles with sleep and filling those nutritional gaps and energy, where do you see yourself getting started here? And the 5+1 is just an additional bonus to distributors for getting new people started on Relive, new people on the new people on the Healthy Aging Systems, because we all know that the lifeblood of growing either your organization with distributors or growing with customers is always adding new people. So we're trying to come up with tools that will give Relive distributors an excuse, so to speak, for those who feel they need an excuse to go out and talk to people. We're hoping that 5+1 will help people become more comfortable in talking about healthy aging systems with new people. The duos help people talk to new people and introduce new people to Relive, as well as a single product can do.
Excellent. So this is a great quote. There are two ways to be happy: change the situation or change your mindset towards it. If you conceive it, it can happen, basically. And what's interesting is our mindsets, again, it's going to go back to, we used to do things in the old way. And so many people, I got questions this morning about that, which we're going to talk about, is how do I change the way I used to do things, embrace the new? And people are really struggling with that. They're struggling with, all right, I was told what to do in the past, and now I'm being told just go do it. And we're going to talk about that, like I said, and then I slide. But the thing is when you can get yourself in the middle and change your thoughts of, what, I can embrace the new, I can embrace the changes. I need to change the way I did things, let go, kind of untrain yourself the way things were before. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if Mindy's going to be able to still come on, but the one person that I thought of in sharing how this whole, how everything is, how we're doing things today has impacted their business, even though they've been in the business a long, long time. And I know that Mindy Jones has always had the mindset of, you know what, I'm going to put my mind to it. I'm going to set these goals. I'm going to attain them. And she's never stopped. She embraced everything we're still doing today, even though she's been in the business over 30 years. Mindy, I don't know, are you still available to jump on and just share a little bit about how Relive, how you have embraced the way we're doing things today, even though you've been in this business for a long time? You know what I'm saying? Share with people how you've stayed engaged with Relive and what it's meant to you.
Absolutely. First of all, I need to get you a new picture, Dawn, because I have another grandbaby.
I know. I grabbed this really quick.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you had asked me to talk about what maybe some of the takeaways that I've had from the Monday Night Engaged Zoom. And I actually, I had my grandbabies yesterday. They spent the night and just left like 15 minutes ago. So I jotted down real quickly just the top 10 things that I thought of that have kind of kept me engaged, and kind of things that I've learned and things I've adjusted. But one of the reasons I'm always on the Zoom on Monday night. I think that that's really the connection from me to the company. And Kari is always so good about just, letting us know what's coming up. That's the first place you hear about it, is on the Monday night Zoom. What sales are going to be coming up, what promotions are coming up, what to focus on. It kind of keeps you, in charge or up on what's going on with the company. So I love that I feel like it's kind of a special group, the people that are on there, because you're getting the first eye glimpse at what's going on. Second thing I've learned is just the industry trend, because I'm not in the DSU. I'm not in the, I don't follow other direct selling companies. So I don't really know. I know that what we used to do in the past, it was not working, but I didn't know what was working. And Kari is so great about, teaching us how to keep it simple and meeting people where they are, and making sure that you give yourself permission to do things differently. I was lucky that I had a sponsor that kind of let me do that. They let me, kind of try different things. I was one of the first people in the country to start doing the shake parties, and everybody made fun of me because I was like, oh, you're making so much focus on the products. I'm like, it's not that the focus is on the products. I just want people to have fun. I want to make it a party situation. And then I started doing the wine and cheeses. So it was just getting people here at my house so they could hear the whole Relive story. Another thing that Kari has been great at teaching on Monday night is how to tell your story, picking out the person's pain points, and then just focusing on those and not telling your whole story. So many of us, just throw up all over people and just tell, every little detail of every little story. And I love how Kari just says, just keep it simple. Just, pick out a pain point, talk about, you said the other night, tell them why you got started on the product and why you stay on the product. And then ask, what it can do for them. It's all about what it can do for them. Because if people don't care they don't care about the ingredients, if they want to know what's the product going to do for me, and if we focus on that, then that's really the most effective way to do it. I loved how you showed us how to track the duos, or how to track the products, Kari. And how you can go on the dashboard and figure out, pull up Don VanAmberg's name, and you can put in Energize Go, and then you can have a list of all of Energize Go, everybody who takes Energize Go. So the last time that the company introduced the duos, I went and I picked out the 4 products that they were using for the duos, and I reached out through text. I usually do text, and reached out to people and just made sure that they knew about the promotion. So that was very valuable to me. Allowing myself permission to try new things. I was always getting one of the girls on my tennis team, I got started on the Now and the Liquid Luna Rich, and she was kind of inconsistent with it. And so we started talking, and I was asking her a lot of questions, and she was telling me that really her big pain point was arthritis in her knee. She can't play tennis anymore because her knees were bothering her. So I actually put together a little baggie of Luna Rich X capsules and a little baggie of Arthifect, and I gave her just gave her a sample, let her try it for a week, and she came back and she took it for a few days and then went off of it and called me back and said, okay, I'm a believer now. And now she's on auto ship for Now, Luna Rich X, and Arthifect. And she loves it, and she tells my whole tennis team about it, about how this has been able to help her, play tennis again. I like how Kari talked about how do you like to communicate when you talk to your customers and your prospects. Do you want to text? Do you want to call? Do you want to meet in person? Whatever, just meeting people where they are. Don, I learned from how to effectively sample Energize Go and how to follow up. I mean, it's not just going out and giving out samples of Energize Go. It's all about the follow up, and you always are talking about that on the Monday night Engage webinars. Let's see, the verbiage that you use in talking to new people. I liked how when Kari was talking about the systems, how you can present it where you get free products. And I had somebody that wanted to order 3 of the products I guess it was the last week of August. And I said, let me just show you something. And so I pulled up the slide of the Forever system. And she ended up buying that because I showed her how she could get free products because of the verbiage that Kari taught us on Monday night. Kari took us on a field trip of how to use your phone app. And, I use my phone app all the time, but she just made it so easy. And then she put it in writing. So you can use that. You can send videos, track videos, track your volume, etc. And then and the last thing that I was just going to talk about is just the tips from distributors. Kari is always bringing in other distributors and letting them talk about their wins, letting them talk about what's working for them. And that's great training because there's people in the field that are out there doing it, and you can just copy what they're doing. And everybody's so willing to help. So I think that Engage Zoom is the best training Relive has ever had. Kari is an incredible communicator. I love her verbiage. She's given us lots of ideas of how to talk to people, what to say. She's put it in writing. She does it verbally. And I am on that Zoom every single Monday night, and with my notepad. I mean, I have my notepad there, and I'm constantly taking notes, and then I go out and try to share that information with the people that I'm talking to throughout the week. So
thank you, Mindy. That was phenomenal.
More than you wanted.
No, it's great. But you said a couple of key things, and Kari can add to that, is that taking notes and being on and knowing that every Monday night, this time, that's my time that I need to be on that Zoom. And then if you can't be on the Zoom, find a buddy, find somebody that can take notes for you, because you need those notes. You need to know what's going on. If you're not engaged, you're not connected, you're out there floundering. You're like a fish out of water, and then you're stumbling around going, what do I do? What do I do? When Kari's giving us key points, and like you said, the distributors add value to those Monday nights because we're in the field. We are experiencing it. Kari, what would you like to add to that?
Oh my gosh, Mindy just dropped so many nuggets. Both of you have, so far. A couple things that really stand out to me is, Mindy, you said it at the very beginning. Some of the things that distributors were doing weren't working anymore, or weren't exactly getting them where they wanted to go. It's not that they were doing it wrong. It's just that a lot of the ways that were being used to communicate were slightly outdated, right? It wasn't exactly what the consumer was looking for at the time. It's not that you have to change every single thing you're doing about the business. It is not about that. It's about doing what works for you. And if what you're doing is somewhat of the same thing that you've been doing for 35 years with Relive, and it's working for you, it's getting you new customers, getting you new distributors, helping you, increase your monthly earnings, oh my gosh, don't stop that, right? But if something that you are doing that used to work, that isn't necessarily getting you the results, or is not getting you the results that you want today, you said it, Mindy, giving yourself permission to try something different and new. And I loved it too, Mindy, that you said you were one of the crazy group, just like I was, but you were crazy way back when you started doing shake parties. And I think it's interesting because then others were like, well, holy crud, that's working for Mindy. That looks like fun. I can do that. I want to try that too. And those people also had success. It's all about evolving. It's all about doing what works for you in a way that resonates with your new people to help your business grow forward. And I almost think it's a compliment if other distributors are kind of looking at you going, you're nuts. You might be onto something, right? Because it's new, it's different. People like their comfort zone, but there's nothing wrong with getting outside of your comfort zone, because that's where people grow, is outside their comfort zone and trying something new. And the way the world is evolving, the way the customers want to be spoken to, talked with, shared with, has so much changed. We're all going to have to be evolving. It's like, one of the things that they talked about at the DSU about a year ago was, we are where we were supposed to be 10 years from now. COVID sped everything up. And now every direct selling company, not just Relive, they're like, oh my gosh, okay, there's been so much change. There is so much change. How do we keep it simple? How do we breathe through it? How do we get through this in a way that's not going to drive us all crazy? And one of the things that that a lot of people do, because I think it's just human nature, especially if you're a female, is you have a tendency to overthink things. And if we can just keep things simple and not try to compare what works for some people now compared to the way we used to do things, and just try it and see and keep it simple and see what works for you. Because like what works for Dawn may not work for Mindy, may not work for Scott, may not work for Patty, or it may work for everyone. And I think that that's just a key point in there's no longer a right and a wrong way to do this business. There are 50 shades of gray in between, and so many things that work really, really well for a lot of people. But there's nothing wrong with learning from other distributors. And if it didn't exactly work for you, tweak it a little bit to make it a little bit more fit your personality and your communication style. And I think that that is really helpful for a lot of people, because if they're looking for a side gig, if they're looking for an additional income opportunity, to be able to have that freedom of working Relive into their life, not having it have to be their life, and they can work it into the nooks and crannies of their day while they're on the soccer field, while they're at church, while they're at a networking group or on the pickleball court or whatever that is. It just makes it more inviting and more fun for people, especially those busy people. And I have yet to find someone who's bored, and I look every day.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Mindy, for sharing. Those were awesome nuggets that you have taken away. And I know that has really helped you in your business and keep you engaged. And even if you're just now learning about the Scoop or the Engaged webinar, it's never too late to get started by getting on those Monday night Zooms. And even if you have to call in, just do it. You know what I'm saying? So, Kari, this is something that a lot of people are saying to me all the time. It's like, what do I say? What do I do when asked? And let me just bring this question up that was emailed to me this morning. And then I think it's going to kind of fit into what we were just, you know, this whole slide right here. The person said, I have two questions. Since we are not doing appointments or meetings like we did in the past, what are you or others doing to get people to want to learn more or just get on the products? I know she was asking the question in general to me, but it's really to everybody. The other one is any suggestions on how to handle a lunch or coffee date with someone who is interested in our products? They've listened to a story or two. And when I say, are you ready to get started? Or what are your thoughts? She gets stuck. She gets stuck on that. So, you know, go ahead.
No, those are great questions. And I absolutely love it. So let's kind of take a little deep dive, and you stop me or slow me down or whatever. Because once you just mentioned those, like everything's, you know, churning in my brain. So first of all, if appointments or scheduled meetings work for you, do that, right? Mm-hmm. If that works for you, if you've got people that want to sit down and have a meeting or a longer discussion or set an appointment, do it, right? If it doesn't, or even if it does, these are some things that you might want to consider doing if you don't already. Ask a lot of questions to the person, right? Start those first couple sentences with you and your, not me and my. Because if I start the conversation with you and your, and I'm directing questions to you about your specific needs or things that you have brought up in the conversation is all about you. If I am inserting me and my and I and all the rest of it during that conversation, I've flipped it and that conversation becomes about me. And if I am truly wanting to help someone get started with the products, I need to show them that I'm interested in what they have to say. I am listening to them. I am validating, and I'm understanding where they're coming from. And I think when you are listening to people and asking questions, well, what are you looking for? What have you tried in the past? What specifics, if you had a laundry list of things that you listed off to me or that you've shared with me in our conversation that are concerns of yours, if you had to pinpoint 2 or 3 in a priority type list, what would those be, right? It's like, from what I'm hearing you tell me, you are interested in better sleep, more energy, and you're a picky eater, and you're struggling to find foods that you know you're missing some of those ingredients that you need, you know that you have a nutritional gap, and as a result, you're now starting to experience some tummy troubles. Is this what I'm hearing you say? You know, oh my gosh, yes, it is. And then you could say, you know what? Wow, you know, sadly, I hear this a lot. But the good news is I have something that I think could possibly help you, because I know it's helped other people that I have helped throughout the 5 years that I've been with Relive, or the 3 years, or the 4 months, or the whatever that looks like for you, right? And you could say, we have healthy aging systems, and you could show them the 3 healthy aging systems. And you could say, which one do you see yourself getting started with that addresses some of those issues and concerns that you have? Because, you know, we have a system that can keep it simple. I can work with you with this. Which one do you see, you know, fitting best with your needs? Let them decide. Put the decision in their hands. You've already narrowed it down for them with the 3 healthy aging systems. And if they say, oh, I see myself getting started with this system, fantastic. Would you like to get started today? I want to point out with these systems, with the one that you have mentioned, this is what your savings would be. If you would like to try this for 90 days and be put on auto ship so that it can help you with consistency, you can save 20% as a preferred customer in addition to the $35 or the $50 or whatever it is in that system that they're already selling. This is what you can save. You can edit the auto ship at any time. You can cancel at any time, but this is the best customer discount I can give you on top of the savings that you're already getting with the healthy aging systems. You've got nothing to lose. You've got a 30-day money back guarantee within the first 30 days on these products. You've already mentioned to me that everything else that you've tried hasn't worked. Would you like to give this a try? And, you know,
That's perfect. Go ahead.
simple things like that. People want to save money. Very, very rarely, if ever, in this day and age, do people want to pay full price for something. They don't want to sacrifice value. They don't want to sacrifice ingredients, bioavailability, ease of products, different things like that. But they do want to sacrifice some savings, or sacrifice a full retail value and be able to get savings out of it. And that's when you have the opportunity, if you wanted to even enhance that more with a coupon code, or just flat out mention about the savings with each system. Now, if someone comes back and says, well, I'm really interested in this, but I'm not ready for 3 products or 4 products or 5 products that are like in the healthy aging systems, you can simply say, you know what, I understand that we can always grow into this, but I have found in my experience, my personal experience with my own healthy aging journey, and with that of other customers that I have helped, that the now or the classic or, you know, a single product will never let you down and is a perfect place to start, and give them that option. I would start with a system first. You can always back down, but when you're showing them a bigger picture, they can see more of a whole picture of what they can get. But you can never go wrong with just getting started with 1 or 2 products, because a lot of distributors, I don't know that I can accurately say most, but a lot of distributors started having great success when they got started with Relive products with 1 or 2 at first. It wasn't more. And I always say to people, I got great results with just starting on the now. But as I have aged, as I have evolved in my healthy aging journey, I have chosen to add different products to my daily regimen because my needs have changed. And I have a glimpse into the future of what I want my future to be. So I want to make sure that I'm well supported from all angles.
That is perfect. And the other thing that happens a lot is that as people are sharing with you what their needs are, you're already formulating in your mind what you're going to say next, and you're totally missing what they're saying to you.
Right.
You know, and not only that, but you are going, but I want them to start on this. I don't want them to start on that. And so you're taking that decision out of their hands. If you give people the free will to choose what they desire, you're going to retain them. It might not be what you think they should have or what you want them to have, but it's what they want. And it really is about giving people what they want.
100%. And I think that, I mean, that's one of the key things, Dawn, is really meeting people where they're at with what they are telling you that they're looking for. You know, there was a distributor that shared on a Monday night call, and she had someone that was struggling with gut health that just wanted to get started on the fiber store. And she was laughing because she called me the next day and she said, I had Kari in the back of my head saying, just get them started with what they want, meet them where they're at. And she goes, I had myself over here going, but that's not how we get started with Relive. We get started with this product or these two products, and then we, you know, whatever. And she goes, I took a breath and I gave myself permission to meet her where she was at and just get her started on Fiberstore. And she goes, because she got such great results within the first couple of weeks of Fiberstore, I got 5 recommendations and referrals from her because of that. She goes, I now know without conviction that had I got her started or tried to talk her into or tried to convince her to get started with something else, I would not have gotten those referrals. She would not have gotten the results that she was looking for. She would have gotten results, but not what she had prioritized for her health. And she saw just a huge eye-opening experience. And she was so happy that she gave herself permission to try something different and open up her mindset to meet those needs. So, I mean, that's kind of one of the things that's a little bit different than maybe how people did the business in the past, is being able to meet people. You can always add products on. You can always grow from that experience. But if you focus on the customer experience and giving them what they're wanting in a way that they want it, you're going to get more mileage out of that relationship.
So the one question that's going to come out of that when somebody says, I just got 5 referrals, what do I do? What do I do at this point? Do I call them up, or do I, you know, what do people do with referrals? People are going.
No, absolutely. And referrals are not a bad problem to have, right? So, you know, if Dawn, if you were a customer of mine and you had given me some referrals, I would ask you, I would say, wow, Dawn, this is awesome. You've got 5 people that you've shared with because you've kept your result, you've shared your results and why they need to get started on these products because of what's in it for them. Did you know that you could become a distributor on my team and I can help you help them get started just like I helped you get started? Is that something that is of interest to you? And then if you say yes, okay, fantastic. This is where I think you could benefit from becoming a quick start. We can get you 5 customers right off the bat. You can start organically growing with new customers to reach the master affiliate level, which is where we want you to be. But we also want you not only to be in that core master affiliate position, but we want you to be healthy. And we want you to have reoccurring and repurchasing customers every month. And through those, I know you probably have other people that you know could benefit from these products, that we can grow your customer base. And from those customers, I'm quite certain you're going to be able to find someone who wants to share with other people because they're also going to have referrals, right? So there's one aspect of it. And then you can help those people get started in a simple way with their customers as well, doing much of what you did with that person that worked for that person, right? If that person, if Dawn, you were like, oh, I don't want to be a distributor. I don't want to have anything to do with this. I can't sell. I can't. You could say, you know what, Dawn, I completely understand that. Just know that if at any time you decide that you want to be a distributor on my team, with one phone call, I'm going to keep track of all these customers that you're sending me, and I can have those customers moved over to you. So if you decide to become a distributor, you can start off with a strong, healthy customer base as well. So now, you know, with Sally on, you know, the first referral that you're sending me, does she have my information? Has she given you permission for me to text her? How does she like to be communicated with? Period. Right? Keeping it simple. If Sally reaches out to you, or if you reach out to Sally, hey, Sally, Dawn VanAmberg here. Melissa gave me your contact information. I understand you are interested in X to help you with Y, right? Not trying to put algebra in here, but you're kind of getting what I'm saying. And say, oh, yes, I'm interested in blah, blah, blah. You know, ask those questions, find out more about her, without inundating her with this whole long list of things, right? Keeping it simple. What questions do you need next? Are you interested in starting on the product that Melissa started on to get those results? Or are you interested, or do you have a stronger need or desire for another, insert pain point, type of a thing? Find out more about her and meet her where she's at. If she's a texting kind of gal, I would ask, are you a texting kind of gal or are you a conversation? Happy to meet you in person. Let them guide it. They may be like, I only want to do text. I would love to meet for coffee. I like to set appointments. I like to do Zooms. I like to, texting is fine, or direct message me on Facebook or whatever that looks like for that person. Making sure you're communicating with them in a way they want to. If you like in person and they don't, I would encourage you not to push the in person. Meet that person where they're at, keeping it simple. And I think that is just a huge area of that. Another idea and suggestion would be, if they get started on, say, Fiberstore, or they get started on the Now, you can always mail them a sample of Energize Go or a sample of Protect as a thank you for becoming my new customer. I wanted to share this with you, type of a thing, but setting them up for what they can expect when they try that sample, much like what Mindy did with the artifact.
So what do I say to what I do when asked? So for instance, I was canoeing and the girl goes, what do you do? And I said, well, I was trying things out just to get their response. I said, well, I'm in the direct sales nutrition business. And she clamped right up. And other times I've said, I help people get healthier, or I have my own direct sales company, or I love helping moms get healthier and make some income. It just depends on the person. What do I say to what I do when asked? Because that is a big question that people are asking right now. It's like, I'm stuck. I just don't know what to say anymore. And they really shouldn't be, because I've been doing this forever, or they might be brand new.
Well, but you know what? I don't know that. I mean, I think it's unfair to say I should already know what to say because I've been doing this forever. I think that's unfair to yourself, because consumer behavior has changed so much. You're just trying to keep up with it, right? And some people are turned off with, oh, I have a direct selling business, or I'm in nutrition, a nutritional direct selling space, because they're like, oh God, here she goes. She's going to sell me something, that type of a thing. But that does work for other people. It all depends on your audience. You just nailed it on the head right there. But one of the things that Wendy Juergens had said in Atlanta is, she had made the comment that she is the healthy aging agent. She goes, I'm a healthy aging agent. Why does she say that? Because people are like, well, what's that? It opens up the opportunity to have a conversation. I've heard some distributors say, you know what, I've been helping people with healthy aging for the past couple of years and helping their families live healthier. Sometimes that works for people. Sometimes, it all just depends on your audience. I've heard some people use the words, you know what, I help people with their health span matching their age span, because we're all getting older. But what's the point of living longer if you're not able to do all the things that you want to do? Or if the last 5, 10, 15 years of your life, you're constantly going to doctor's appointments, living in hospitals, and you can't travel and you can't enjoy things because you have to stay close to home. I would find out more about the person first. Be the first person to ask someone in the elevator or at a restaurant or golfing or whatever. What do you do? Find out a little bit about them, so when they ask you what you do, you can tailor that using words that you're like, oh, this is their language. They're going to understand that. And Dawn, you had a perfect example that you shared with me just yesterday at the golf course with the 21-year-old. I mean, how did you do that when she asked you what you did?
It's interesting because we decided to golf 9 last night, and David goes, go in and pay for golf. And so I was, and the girl looked at me. Now, mind you, I have my hair, I have a cap on, I have sunglasses on, and the girl looked at me, she goes, so are you over 55? I started laughing. I go, yeah, I'll be 64 next month. And they both looked up and they go, there is no way you're that old. Then the young girl goes, no way. I said, actually, it's because I take some really great nutrition. I had my little wallet and I pulled out some Go sample cards. They weren't the Go itself, but just a business card I had gone. I go, you need to check this out. And the girl goes, oh, what is this? And I go, it's about healthy energy. And she goes, oh, energy drinks are so bad. And I said, absolutely. They're really, really bad. Both of them said that. And the young girl kept asking me a few questions, very, very interested. So then I went out into my cart, and in my bag, I happen to have some samples. Generally, I have the cards with me with the sample. I just didn't have them. I think I've given them all out. I went in and I said, listen, this is it. Put it in some cold water, 10, 12 ounces. It's healthy energy. There is some caffeine. It's good caffeine, but use it in the afternoon. She goes, oh, I'm so excited. And I said, let me get your phone number. I put her phone number in my phone. And then I texted her the Go information. I had to wait to leave the course because of the Wi-Fi. But I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect with you. She's going to try it today, and I'll connect with her later today. But, you know, it is so simple. And the other situation was Thursday night, we were at some friend's house, and there were many people there. Some had said to me, you still doing Relive? Yes, 27 years. And she went into her health issues. I'm like, do you want some solutions? Not really. A couple others were talking about the drugs around. They weren't interested, but one said, I have been following you on Facebook. Never once has she commented. And she says, every time you posted something, I would go on your website and I'd look it up. And now she's dealing with some health issues. Unfortunately, people wait till they are dealing with health issues before they reach out to say more preventative or whatever it is. And so we have an appointment because her husband's dealing with knee issues. She's dealing with some health issues, and they're much younger than I am. I mean, when people find out my age, I'll be 64 next month. They go, no way. And so really it's about relating to people and just being nonchalant about it. It's not about pushing my business or my products. It's just, yeah, this is what I do. And they go, live to that.
Well, and a couple of things that I wanted to point out to everyone, and I'm hoping that they heard what I heard when you were talking about the golf. Like if we go back to that golf scenario, and they complimented you, you inserted the words nutrition, right? So younger people in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s, the cosmeceutical industry is huge right now. The Botox injectables is a multi-billion-dollar business each and every year in those age groups, because people don't want to age like their grandmother did or like their mom did. People are open to aging more healthy, aging in a different way. And so that's probably one of the things also that caught those young girls' attention, is how good your skin looked, how healthy your hair looked, how young you looked, right? That first of all. And then you spoke to their needs. You knew their age demographic. You knew they probably took energy drinks. You weren't going to start with Artifact for the love of Christmas or something like that. Starting with, you were meeting their needs, meeting them with a language in which you thought could capture their attention, and it worked. Not only did you tell them you need to check this out, because people oftentimes need to be told what to do next, but when you came in with the sample, you shared with them what they can expect when they take it, how to take it, and that you would be following up. So there were next steps. They knew what they were going to do. They knew that they were going to try it. They knew that you were going to ask what their experience was, and they were on board with it all, right? You led the conversation, keeping it moving forward in a way. Now, when you have that conversation today with her, and you're so good at saying, what was your experience? However your magical verbiage is that works well for you, and then leading into, would you like to try this for 30 days? Would you like to place an order? Either I have a coupon code, or if you put this on auto ship for 3 months, not only do you get reduced shipping as a preferred customer on auto ship, but then you're almost getting your third box for free with the savings that you're saving, those types of things. And then going into, what you talked about lastly, I mean, all of that is meeting people where they're at with the needs and the language, being that a lot of times on Mondays, I'll say, be the piece of cheese. you are giving out information, but you're giving out enough information and enough value add to how this can help them that they're asking you for information. And people are always watching. You don't use social media as your main tool for communication, but you do use it. And you are consistent with it. And consistency is key because people are always watching. And I think that lady that's watching you is a golden opportunity for learning here because, like you said, she's never commented. She may or may not like your posts, but she's tuning in and she's paying attention. People are always watching. So the more simple we can keep everything that we're doing, those people that might be looking for a side gig or an additional income, they're going to always go back to, I can do that. Even if you ask them if they're interested in joining your team and they say no, they may be not exactly telling you the truth because they're not for sure if you're the person for them yet. But if through your actions, you're showing how simple and easy you can keep it, and they go, I can do that. But the minute you complicate it and you have to do this and you have to be on this and you have to, once you clutter it up with a whole bunch of stuff, people are tending to shut down because people want simple and easy and effective to be able to get their wins.
And that, I've got a question I'm going to ask you in just a second, but in my little slide here, I said, what information do you send? And it's about utilizing the phone app. And just like in that situation, she was interested in the Go. She was 21 years old, very much aware of the energy drinks not being good. And I said, yeah, I just saw one on that. And so then I sent her a quick video on the Go. And so you don't want to inundate people with too much information. You want to just give them enough so then you can contact them. It's not about sending them a whole lot of info and having them make a decision and calling you. Most people are so inundated with the information that distributors send them, they get stuck, they don't move, they get paralyzed. And then that's where your job is to communicate with them, whether it's by phone, Zoom, email, text, whatever. And then if they're interested, you can say, like you said, would you like to try this for 30 days, 60 days? Give them a coupon code. It really is about meeting people where they're at. And sampling programs, important to staying connected. These are just some things that I'd written. The other thing I want to make a comment on real quick, and you're a little garbly, by the way, is that when you're out there sharing Relive with other people, let it be organic. Don't have a hidden agenda and be kind. I got a phone call the other day about somebody contacted a Relive distributor and just said, hey, I'm interested in hearing about Relive. And that distributor was not kind to that person on the phone because the person calling really wasn't it was Relive, but it wasn't Relive. And their whole mindset was, well, if you're not interested in my products or my business, I don't want to talk to you. It's like, you know what? You never want to burn a bridge with somebody. If they say no to you today, it might be a yes down the road. Just, meet people where they're at. I think it's very, very important. Let me go ahead and go to the next slide. And that is telling your story. Mindy touched on this. And what I would like you to do is spend a few minutes. I know that we're right at 11 o'clock already, but if you guys are okay, I'd like to just keep going with this. We might go a little bit longer because your information is so crucial. We used to tell our stories in a way that we would start with, I started this business. Oh, just a minute, hang on. Y'all, if you guys are raising your hands, I really cannot take those questions. If you want to text me your question, either Dawn VanAmberg or Mindy Jones, your questions, we'll try and get them answered. We don't have the capability of calling on you guys during this training, but if you can text me, I'll be happy to pull it up. Thank you. The thing is that in the old days, I would say, my name is Dawn VanAmberg. I've been involved with Relive 27 years. When I first got started, my girls were 5 months old and 2 years old. And I got, I was introduced to the business. I got jumped right into the business, started going out there and building it. I've been able to be with my children the whole time. And I would go off on this long tangent from 27 years ago. And it would be like, Lyra Habas said to me once, somebody said, so your products don't work today? Because that person started their story 27 years ago, but they never got to where they're at today and how the products in the business have impacted them today. People don't care about your history. They want to know, but they don't, that's what people want to know today. They want to know, how is this going to help me? And so you put this together for us, and thank you. Can you share a little bit about how we should go forward in sharing our stories? Because this is really crucial right now.
Sure. Well, and storytelling is a very intimate, powerful experience. It is more powerful in today's world when told in a compelling way that resonates with the person that you're speaking with. So I'm not saying erase the past. I'm not saying disregard how you got to where you are now, whether with your business story or your health story. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not even saying you have to change your story. But what I am wanting to call attention to is this. Is your story short, to the point, and does it resonate with your audience? If you are talking about, I don't want to give any examples that would call anyone out, or people think I'm talking about someone, even if I make it up. So I'm going to be a
Talk
little
about
bit.
me. It's okay. You can use me. I don't care.
It's fine. So I'm going to be a little bit vague. And these products have helped people with tremendous health results over the years. So sometimes to the extent of so many great health issues have been resolved or helped or greatly improved with our products. But to someone who's never heard about Relive, who has not had that experience before, it can seem not real. It can seem, oh, there's no way. It can seem a little bit overzealous. So if your story is super detailed, if your story involves, it helps me with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, you go down through the alphabet of the things that it has helped, I would encourage you to consider having a conversation with someone. What is it that their pain point is? Where are they at in life? That you can then share a snippet of your story that they could then see themselves having a win with these products. Because, for instance, myself, I have experienced debilitating headaches, aka migraines, right, in the past. But if I'm telling a headache story to someone who has never experienced a headache, or a debilitating one that makes you vomit and you have to be in a cold, dark room, blah, 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 they automatically think, well, I don't need your products because I don't have that. But if they're talking to me about sleep or energy, or they're picky eaters and they know that they're not getting the nutrition that they need, then I need to gear a story to that. I'm not saying change my story. I'm just saying, as a result of me filling those nutrition gaps, it's amazing what my body has been able to do better. I used to experience debilitating headaches. I don't anymore, but by filling those nutritional gaps, I also was able to get better energy, better sleep, better this, better that, with talking using the language that the potential customer has shared with me as having been some of those issues that they have.
And
Am
not
I
only
really kind of articulating very well this morning?
no, that's okay. The other thing you always said in your story is that because of these results, this is what I'm looking for in the future. I want to be able to get on the floor and play with my future grandkids, and you have a son that just got married. Congratulations. So, you're looking at being grandparents, hopefully in the near future. So you mentioned how that because of Relive, you're going to be able to get on the floor. You're going to be able to not be so aged that, and that was one thing that was said to me on Thursday night. One of the ladies, because I mentioned, well, go soak in a tub because you've got some joint, because she wasn't interested in Relive. I go soak in some Epsom salt. She goes, well, if I could only get in the bathtub and get out of the bathtub. And I'm thinking, oh, Lord, I never want to be like that. You know what I mean? And so that was one thing that you had mentioned as well. And the other thing that I will raise here, Y'all, I know you're raising your hands. I can't take those questions right now. But the other thing is that we have to be really, really careful about compliance. You and I had this discussion yesterday that, you know, there are companies out there that are getting fined. Distributors are getting fined because they're making claims, and that can get Relive in trouble. Can you talk to that for just a few minutes?
Sure, absolutely. So the FTC is a real thing. Many of you may have heard about the Arbonne story. Arbonne happened to have to shut down their direct selling aspect and go the affiliate model and only the affiliate route because they got fined for things that they were doing that the FTC did not like. And Arbonne had exactly 3 days to be able to change the entire company and to change it around. Recently, there have been a couple of distributors within another direct selling company that were fined $15,000 each for making product claims and making income claims that were not true. Through the FTC being able to investigate those distributors, they went back to their company and they said they investigated their company, the company's website, the PMPs, all of those different things, and they're like, this is not the message that the company is putting out. So we're only going to fine these 2 distributors $15,000 and ban them from the direct selling industry so they can no longer do things like that because of product claims and income claims. Y'all, this is real. This is not something that is just exclusive to Relive. Anyone in the direct selling industry, I'm not saying these things to scare you, but Angela has like little cheat sheets out there that instead of saying migraine headaches, you can say debilitating headaches. Instead of saying, joint pain, you can say joint discomfort. Different things like that to kind of help modernize and help keep your story compliant. We can't talk about, cancer in large groups. We can't talk about, different things like that because there is software out there that can search your Facebook page and your direct messages and different things like that that the FTC does have that they can implement, and they do implement, and that's how they find things out. A lot of people are like, well, if I just say this in a private group on Facebook, no one will know. Well, Relive may not know, but the FTC has the software that they pay dearly for that can find out information like that. And I'm not saying these things to scare you. I'm just saying that we really need to be conscious of what we're saying and how we're saying it. It's not a Relive rule. It's an FTC rule. We don't make the rules. We have to abide by the rules. It's not exactly fair. Does it hinder some of the things that our products have been able to help some people with? Yes, but you know what? It is what it is. It's just the world that we live in, and we have to comply.
Thank you for doing that. And again, I'm in agreement. It's not about scaring you, but it's making you more cognitive of what the reality is. And, Angela Corbett has done a phenomenal job with our compliance department. Make sure you get those cheat sheets and just be aware. Be aware. It's just protects you, but it protects our company. We want Relive around for another 100 years. You know what I mean? So thank you for sharing that. This is something that's really, really important. And you and I have talked about this before. You've touched on some of it, but I'd really like you to get into a little bit more depth. But before we go there, I have a question. Somebody raised this question about the scoop. Is the scoop available to customers or just distributors? Peter shares from the official distributors group on Facebook, so that would not be available for anyone except members. The scoop seems geared to distributors. Just wondering why it's not geared towards customers. And I know that Peter's videos are on our relive.com website that you can access. The scoop, is that available to anybody with an RCN, or is it specifically for distributors?
So customers can sign up for the scoop. I don't know why they would want to, because it is geared towards distributors. Why don't we gear that towards customers? Because we do have email campaigns that we do send out to customers on your behalf about promotions, about the blog, occasionally about different things like that. We're very, very strategic and picky about how often we reach out to your customers, because we don't want them to block us or not want any communication from us. And in that any customer email campaigns we do have your contact information at the bottom of whoever it's going to, that is directly sending that customer back to their own personal distributor. But that's part of the distributor's discretion as to how much in contact they want to be with their customer. if you run across a blog post and it immediately makes you think of one of your customers, there is nothing wrong with you copying that URL that goes directly to that blog post and say, hey, I don't know if you've seen this, but I thought you might be interested in these 5 healthy habits for sleep hygiene, because I know you're struggling with sleep, but you're starting to get really great results with the RLV and melatonin, or with the reverse age, or whatever that might look like. We want to see, this is another struggle that we have with the field, is the field wants us to reach out more to the customers, but then we've got some distributors that are like, no, we want to do that, that's our job. So we're trying to relate to your customers when we have a duo sale, when we have a promotion, when we have something special. But other than that, we're trying to give you tools to be able to reach out to your customers in the way that they want to receive information and what you feel is the most important to them, so that you are the forefront of their mind and you are their go-to person. We always, a lot of people are like, well, how do I build a business today? Building a business around, either some people are going to want to build a business right off the bat, but what we are seeing more so than ever is people want to build a business after they've had their own personal experience with the products, which is why we have, 10 auto ships a month to earn promo 1. We're always focusing on the power of 10, gathering 10 new customers, starting with 1, then getting to 2, adding another, until you can work up to adding 10 new customers each month. Of those customers, who would want to share, or who's coming to you with referrals that you could plant seeds with to join your team? If you have, or if and when, it's a matter of time, right? You might go through 30 brand new customers before you find a new distributor, or you may go through 5 new customers before you get 2 new distributors, right? It all just kind of depends. But the more consistent you are with getting new customers, the more consistent you're going to be with getting new distributors and helping those new distributors get 10 customers. Start with 1, go with another. It truly can be that simple, right? And building up to 10 new customers a month, having 10 people order each month, helps you with your monthly maintenance, helps you with group volume that is going to be extended to 100 or 1,000 points in the month of November. Being able to requalify each year is going to become a no-brainer and a non-issue if you have reoccurring people purchasing, either distributors in the 20 to 35% range, or with customers, right? It's always that new lifeblood that you want coming in. We've got preferred customers that can get a discount. We've got the auto ship program that is growing like crazy. Think, if you, as a distributor, if you had 10 people on auto ship each month, or if you had 20 people on auto ship each month, your maintenance is pretty much met, your group volume is pretty much met. People who are on auto ship have a stronger connection to the products. They often require less follow-up, and they're more apt to increase their auto ship when a new product or a new flavor or something like that is out. They're more apt to try something new. Those are always perks to them, in addition to taking one thing off their plate and earning more income. Healthy master affiliate. We want more master affiliates, right? We want you to have more master affiliates. But just signing up someone as a master affiliate, if you don't help them backfill with repeat customers and returning distributors, doesn't help them get a win and doesn't help you grow your check. So if you do it as a 20% distributor, or you have someone who joins as a 25% quick start, or you have someone join as a master affiliate, you want to set them up for success. You want to help them get customers. We've got, the healthy master affiliate, the adding new people, the lifeblood of your business, leads to bonuses, leads to rank advancing, leads to the road to platinum, leads to earning trips. We had the recent Hawaii promotion, and we're taking the top 10 to Maui. By the way, Maui is encouraging us to come. They need us to come and help with their economy. 80% of their economy is reliant upon tourism. But with that said, the top 5 people who earned Hawaii all did the business differently. 3 out of those 5 do exclusively on social media. And 1, Dawn, is you, and you earned Hawaii exclusively, well, pretty much, on sampling and getting new people started with Go that led to them purchasing other products along the way. It's a matter of what works for you. Duplication with growing a business is as simple as this: being consistent, talking about the value of the products. What can the products do for the person that you are talking to? Getting new customers. Start with 1, build up to 10. Of those, who also wants to build a business, whether it's a little bit of money or they see a bigger business opportunity. You can always share with people the bigger business opportunities out there, but if they're like, dude, I just want to put groceries on the table this month. I need to make a car payment. I need to pay off medical debt. I need to pay for private school tuition, or I need to make a student loan payment. Gear the business towards what can happen for them if they get 10 customers. What can happen if they have repeat purchasers every month, and help them how to keep it simple. You can always say, you can have more in this business if you want it, but let's focus on your needs right now. They want to know that they're valued, they feel heard, they feel understood, and that you're meeting them where they're at. And I was trying to cover all those really quickly. Hopefully I wasn't talking too fast.
We're fine. That was perfect, actually. And, you know, again, I'm going to kind of go back to the old days. The way we used to do the business, the way I used to do the business personally was I was taught to go get master affiliates. Don Gibbons was teaching us go get 10 customers. And then it kind of changed to just go sponsor master affiliates. Well, here we are sponsoring master affiliates, but we don't have a business to support that. And then our maintenance becomes an issue. Then you're scrambling to buy your maintenance. I don't have to worry about maintenance today. Because I've got a healthy master affiliateship with customers, preferred customers, distributors. You know, I think that when you have that, kind of takes the stress off you. You can just go, wow, you know, I love the way I do business today. I totally love it. I truly just like meeting people where they're at, giving them what they want. It's not my agenda. I don't get anxious about it. I don't get mad because they don't do what I want them to do. And I tell you what, I have more fun doing this business today because I you know what I mean? It's not about me. The distributors think it's about them. It's not about them. It truly is not about them.
You're right. And I love all of those points that you made, but I also want to point out, if someone wants to sign up as a master affiliate, I'm not saying discourage that, right? I'm not saying that at all. If you want to sign up masters, you go do you, right? But if you get a master, you know, I would highly encourage you to make it a top priority to help them start to get customers and distributors. So when they do get a distributor underneath them, they're not struggling for maintenance to get overrides. They're not struggling to be able to do group volume, to get overrides, different things like that. It's all about setting them up for success and meeting them where they're at, like you said. So there's nothing wrong with getting a distributor started, however they see it, as long as you're helping them be healthy.
Well, I've done that. I've sponsored masters who are just interested in a great discount and, you know, actually led to other things, which is amazing. Sure. ROTI, we talk about ROTI all the time, return on time investment. Are you seeing add value? And this is so crucial because I see distributors in the field that are plugging into every video or every Zoom, every training, every this, but I'm not seeing their names on promo one. I'm not seeing their name on the trips. I'm really not seeing them out there because they're so focused on more training, more whatever, but they think they're doing the business by plugging into everything. Your business, that's not your business. Your business is the added zeros at the end of your check. Can you talk on that just for a couple minutes?
Absolutely. And you know what? There's a ton of training out there that the distributors do a fantastic job on in the field, right? I would encourage you to make sure that whatever training you are plugged into, or whatever webinars you're listening to, whatever it is that you are investing your time in that's not talking to someone new, make sure you can take something from that and put that action into your business to help you get a new customer or a new distributor that day. That can help you then rank advance. That can help you earn promo one. If I had some advice to give to distributors, whether they were seasoned or whether they were brand new distributors, I would say keep it simple. Plug into 1 or 2 things or 3 things that really you get a lot of value out of, that you can take things that are important to you and put those into your business. I would make sure that I was 100% confident that a lot of the information or most of the information that I was getting was coming from corporate, so that I know the direction, I feel comfortable with the direction corporate is going, with what they're doing. I'm in the loop. I'm focusing on those things, and I would really focus on earning promo one. If you're earning promo one, and if you can help people on your team also earn promo one, think of what that can do for your business. Don't overwhelm yourself with, oh my gosh, I have to have 10. Start with 1 and then move to 2. If everyone on this call focused themselves on getting 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 new customers each month, and you partnered with everyone on your own level 1 and said, what can we do if we partner together between now and the end of the year to build consistent momentum with our businesses? What if we all partner and focus on getting 1 and then 2 and then 3, 5, 10 new customers a month? What can that do for your check, right? What can it do for your level 1s? And then encourage them, hey, if you're going to take part in this, let's partner together. And then who on your level 1 wants to get 1 or 2 or 3 new customers a month? Think of what those wins can feel like to help build that momentum to start 2024, but more importantly, end the month of September strong, end the month of October strong, end the month of November strong, and building on that. It can be that simple.
Because a lot of times people will say, what do I do? You know, and we talked about this, how ambassadors would come into town, they would share what they're doing, and then distributors would go, I'm going to just go do what they're doing, but it didn't work for them. And then what they were doing was working, they stopped doing it. And then in this case, people keep saying, what do I do now? You know, Relive doesn't have all these trainings and these meetings and these calls and blah, blah, blah. And which was kind of a time sucker, really. But what you just said is key. This is how you build your business. You grab a hold of those people and you help them get wins, get customers, building their check. That's exactly how you do this business today. Help people. Go ahead.
And I want to kind of point out too, Dawn, you know, the best way, like when I say helping people get customers, I'm not saying do the business for them. I'm not saying you bring all your people to me and let me help them. I'm not saying that. The stronger and the more confidence we can help our own distributors have out of the gate so that they can fly on their own, the better off you will be as their sponsor. You want as many people being as independent and successful getting wins as you possibly can. Am I saying don't be there for them? Heck no. Am I saying don't hold their hand when they need it? Heck no. I'm saying teach them how to fish on their own, right? And part of that is getting a brand new customer, meeting them where they're at, doing more of what works for them. If something isn't working, tweak it so that it can work. And one of the best things that a sponsor can do is share with their team what's working for them. When leaders stop sponsoring customers and distributors, oftentimes their team follows, because your team is always watching you, just like your customers are always watching how you're presenting the business, how you're presenting the products, how you're showing up on social media, what you're putting in your emails, different things like that. It can be kept super simple and very strategic and very successful, which is why, like Mindy pointed out and you've pointed out, one of the fun things that I love to do on the Monday Night Call is highlight distributors that are getting wins, sharing what's working for them to help spark new ideas for others who are also trying to get that 1 customer or that 2 new customers or the 3 or wherever they're at in their business.
That's perfect. My thing has always been catch, train, and release. It's like fishing. You catch them, you train them up, and you release them. I don't want them attached to my hip. I want them to get out there and be independent distributors.
And that's how your business is going to grow faster. And your business is going to grow stronger and it's going to grow faster when you have more independent Relive distributors, because you can focus on finding those 10 customers, and of that, who else can you make independent and successful in getting wins?
Yes, thank you. So we do have a cruise coming up. You know, everybody still has the opportunity to earn this cruise. The top 15 volume, minimum 10,000. New volume is from June to December. Anybody that you sponsor brand new that have never had an RCN starting in June count towards that volume. I think everybody's still in the running for that. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. It's still new. It's still exciting. But you know what? New volume. Since we have started focusing more on new volume as a company, it is really helping the distributors also focus on new volume, which only leads to their continuing success, whether it's rank advancing.
Where'd you go?
It said host muted me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, by us focusing on new volume, it's also helping the distributors focus on new volume, which is helping them like, I can do this. Oh my gosh, I got new customers this month. I've got a new distributor. I am rank advancing. I am adding to promo one. We've got a great promo one list that we're going to release next week. It's probably our highest payout so far since we put this out there. The distributor that earned the most through promo one was almost $1,300 extra on top of her commissions in her promo one bonus. So bonuses are growing. I mean, the opportunity to grow and earn more money using Relive strategically when you're really focused on things that are working for you is working. And we're just excited to be able to start celebrating even more and more distributors with their successes at the level that they want them to be with the goals that they have.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. And so I love this slide. If you work hard, put in the hours and do this every day, your boss can live here. Who's the boss? Are you the boss? I'm living there. You know what I mean? You can work hard for yourself or for somebody else. And I think if people would just understand that this is a serious but fun business, and it's really dependent upon what your goals are in life, and make goals, determine, like you put it out on the call, how many new customers or distributors do you want before the end of the year? Set some goals for yourself. People, if they just realize they can do this, you can do this. This is totally up to you. And of course, we have our Positively Charged schedule. And on our Positively Charged on Facebook, we have these events. Plus, we always feature like Mondays and Wednesdays with, you and Peter. And it's all about getting plugged in. And like you said, if you're finding value in what you're plugging into, do it. Take takeaways from these things. Don't just get on there and then not take something from it, and invite new people. It really is about inviting people into your space, because if you're successful, you want them to be successful as well. And I think that's my last slide for the day. And I know we went an hour and a half, and I really appreciate everybody staying on. Thank you to Mindy Jones for her words of wisdom and what she's taken away from this business, along with being my wing person this morning. You're phenomenal, as always. I love Mindy. Can't wait to see her in a couple of weeks. Kari, you are a wealth of information. Your verbiage, your passion for Relive, is just amazing. And I think that's why so many people follow you. You've never steered us wrong. You're always giving us something that's going to help us move the needle on our business. And Monday nights, if you're not plugged in, you're missing it. They're not going to record it, because people don't go back and listen to recordings. They just don't, because if they can't find the time on Monday night to be there live, how are they going to find the time to go back and listen to the recording? So I would encourage you. I set an alarm every Monday night, and I make sure I'm on that Zoom no matter what. And so, Kari, you've been amazing. I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your schedule. It is a Saturday morning to join us. And any last words?
No, thank you very much for having me and having this open opportunity. I mean, my gosh, we could go on for hours, and I know that we're not going to. We're getting ready to shut this down. But when it comes to being intentional with your time, you and Mindy have simplified the Positively Charged Saturdays and the Positively Charged schedule. You guys have tweaked things, knowing people need information. You want people to have the right information, but you've also tweaked it to meet the needs of busy people, right? You're not being super demanding of time. So I would encourage people that plug into everything that Positively Charged does, or a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever that is, make sure you are sharing a couple of the nuggets that you're learning from the time that you're investing in things with your team. Encourage your team, encourage sidelines, uplines, downlines to plug into things that you're getting valuable information from, that you're able to take action with to get wins. Because, you know, like you and Mindy, you guys aren't bored, right? You're putting information out there. You are constructing great value add to help people advance in their business. And we just need to make sure that the right information is being communicated and trickling down so that everyone can stay in the know.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. And
Can I
just
say
thank you
one
everybody
thing?
for joining us this morning. And I'm going to go ahead.
Can
Mindy,
I say one thing?
thank you for joining us, and go ahead and start.